So, we're starting a new Minecraft world here, which is cool. I want this to be a nice, kind of calming playthrough. I guess I'll try and avoid the polar bears. I want to have this be kind of a nice, relaxing playthrough where I still can build cool things, but where, I speak in a nice, soft voice and it's something people can enjoy watching or can just have in the background if they want to sleep or drift off. I can see we're in a fairly cold climate right now, which is why we have so much ice. Whilst I'm not theoretically against being in a cold climate, I tend to prefer a warmer one myself. So I'll probably move my way over here. Already I'm seeing a village, which is really nice because I like to trade with villagers. Ideally, I would like a place where I'm near an ocean or something like that, and a warmer climate, so I can see I'm kind of getting into a bit of a warmer climate here, which is nice. This might be something that we can work with, at least temporarily. Although right now my hunger meter is going down, so I need to find something to eat. But on the bright side, this also means fried chicken. This means that I don't have to try and put together a really rapidly constructed shelter to keep me safe from mobs. I could probably just use one of these beds for the night. And this is a warm enough climate, I think, to be able to start with. Although ideally, I would like to eventually be located near the ocean where I could just swim out and build cool stuff from there. I think first we should start with cutting down some trees and making some tools. It seems as good a starting point as any. So, then in that case, let's try not to bring the hunger meter down too much. I started this as an easy difficulty survival world. I like the challenge of finding the ingredients and the like to build with, but I'm not always the biggest fan of going exploring in caves and getting blown up or attacked by a skeleton. So whilst that can still happen in this scenario, the difficulty is lower and they do less damage, so I can probably spend a little more time mining and exploring and finding cool things and a little less time fighting for my life. So now we're getting over here to some trees, which is good because we can finally start to get our materials so we can build tools and start building a house, which I'm excited about. We can start forming relationships with the villagers, trading relationships, and I can set a bed inside one of the already pre-constructed buildings whilst I'm designing an idea or designing my house that I'm going to build. Or we could keep exploring, so we have plenty of options. It does seem to be a fairly sizable village, which I like because it gives us probably a good selection of villagers to trade with. But like I said, I ideally would like to find a village where we're close to the ocean and still in a warmer climate. I tend to like this kind of like forest climate, but I think as long as it's a fairly warm climate, because I'm not really much for the snow skeletons that come out at night. The ones that come out in snowy climates, so I would like, plus I tend to like the scenery of the warmer climates, and I also want a good area to fish. Maybe this place will work out for a little while, and if it doesn't work out, then we can move on and see what else we can find. But for right now, I think that this is going to do just fine. After I get some wood collected here and some saplings, I'll probably plant some trees over near the village so that I don't have to go so far to get wood and sticks and saplings and the like. Let's see, let's build, being that we now have so much wood, let's build a few of those. It seems to be good. Now I would like a crafting table, and so I can place down the crafting table. I am by no means a Minecraft expert. I am far, far from being a Minecraft expert, but I can play well enough to enjoy myself, and I'm hoping that you enjoy watching or listening, or however it is that you decide to enjoy this playthrough. So now we have a pickaxe to be able to mine some stone. So I think it's about time to see. I'll collect some sticks and saplings and things as they fall down here. Something I can take back to the village. Also, when I have stone, I can make some more, some better weapons and tools. So a stone pickaxe. Let's see, where is the sun about now? And the sun seems to be setting over there, so we still have a little bit of time to go, so we don't have to rush right away. But it would probably be a good idea to get back to the village sooner rather than later, so that we don't end up in a situation where the mobs overwhelm us. Now, as I mentioned previously, this is a peaceful playthrough, or not a peaceful playthrough, but an easy difficulty playthrough. So the mobs I'm hoping won't be too difficult to face. That being said, I still don't want to get overwhelmed. I don't have any kind of armor on right now. I still have to get into the caves to go find some iron ore for that. And then iron tools are definitely desirable, so looking forward to getting down there and getting the iron, but of course finding it is one thing, and then getting out with it without losing it all is a whole nother thing. I do like it when I get to the point where I can trade with the villagers for things like diamond tools and enchanted diamond armor. That comes in really handy. Diamonds, of course, are kind of a limited resource unless you're duping, at least from what I know. I don't think that diamonds are a resource that you can just like farm indefinitely, but I could be wrong. I have made a variety of farms in other worlds, so I've made a cobblestone farm, vegetable farms, gold farm, XP farm, things of that nature, and I really like building auto farms. I think it's pretty cool. Might as well get one of these too, or a few of these, so that I can set those up and have those growing by the village also. It is nice to have these growing. You can make paper out of them to trade with villagers. You can also use them for a variety of things like sugar. So now that we don't have much in the way of meat to cook, but the village should have vegetables that we can use. They might even have, they should have vegetables. They might have some wheat, some pumpkins. And I should be able to craft some tools, and then of course slowly work up and build more and more things. It would probably be a good idea to get some coal if we could find it. If not, a bucket of lava would be nice. We can build a furnace so that we can cook meat and smelt metals and make glass and the like. And then, of course, you can also cook wood to make charcoal, and then after you have charcoal, then you can continually make new fuel for things like torches. Excellent, we've got some carrots here, so I think that I'm going to come in here and kind of raid the carrot supply a little bit. if I need to take all of them. I don't want the villagers to starve. I don't know if they really do starve, even if I do take all of them. But this will give me a bit of a start. There's an iron golem who I don't really want to anger. Let's see. We've got a treasure chest here. We've got some bread. I think I'm going to help myself to some of this because I don't really imagine the villagers are going to actually use it. Lore-wise, perhaps, but in actual practice, I don't usually see them putting on armor and doing battle with mobs. So, yeah, I'll go find another one. Don't really want to kick the kid out of his bed. So anyway, go through here. I need to find something soon, otherwise the mobs... Oh, there are the mobs. They're already spawning. I was just here. Hello, Iron Golem. Villager, you need to get to bed because otherwise the mobs will get you. But I will now take advantage of that bed to go through the night. As I said, I'm a far cry from being an expert at playing this game. And so, good chance I'll be learning new things as time goes on. I might have to help save this kid from the zombies because I don't want the kid to get zombified. There we go. So now that we've got some food, we've got some materials to start with, I think that we could probably get something to eat. Excellent. And I think, yeah, with one, it will still begin to fill up the health bar. And if I avoid doing too much running and I don't take too much damage to where I need to heal, and that will probably help me avoid needing too much in the way of food. So I need 9 emeralds for a chest plate. And it just so happens that I don't have any emeralds, but not to worry. Oh, they're actually farming cows here. So, I guess a good place to continue working here. We've got this chasm. Oh, and we've got a little bit of coal down there, which is great. So we have some fuel for a furnace. This faces the water, which I like, but oh, excellent. Over here, we actually have some warm water. So this is much more along the lines of how I would prefer it. So then, I guess it's time to put down our crafting table and let us make a stone pickaxe. And how about another one? A stone axe would probably be a good idea. One of those. Now we've got some planks. I am looking for, there we go, sticks. And how about a sword? There we go. Oh, and the armor that I got from the villagers. So it's not all that much armor, but it's a little bit. It's something that can help me get started here. So I think right here seems to be a nice place to potentially build a house. That way I'm kind of right here next to the cold area. Although that being said, if my house is close to the tundra climate, then I'm probably going to have those skeletons that appear in the snow over there. and they tend to have the arrows with effects in them, which, I mean, I don't know, maybe let's try not to waste my durability for my pickaxe on this. So now let's try moving over this way a little bit, and that way I'm close enough I can go fight the skeletons over there if I wish, but at the same time I can be a little closer here to my kind of warmer ocean area. Is that like a mushroom grove over there? The big mushrooms? Huh. We seem to have a variety of different climates here in this area, which I think is pretty neat. They do say variety is the spice of life. So I'm thinking maybe there. I want a good location for a house. This area will probably do it. So then if I'm going to be established here, where did my dirt block go? If I'm going to be established here, then this would probably be the area to sit down my crafting table. And I should probably plant some of my trees that I just got. Let's put that in with the raw chicken, or in the space where the raw chicken would go. So let's say here, 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 and then we can plant a couple of birch trees. And that way we kind of are getting a start with growing trees so that we can fill the area in. I see we've got some more trees over there, which is definitely nice. How much wood do we have? I've got about 17 spruce or oak logs, and then 5 birch logs. So let's make some planks. And let's make some more planks. And this way we at least have something we can get started with. Also, whilst we're on that note, let me switch to the sword. I need equipment for a bed. So, Mr. Sheep, I'm afraid that you're going to, at least at this time, because I don't have shears. Also use some food. I'm going to need to build a furnace so that I can smelt metals and cook meat. So that kind of gets us started a little bit with some food to help sustain us, and with some wool to help build a bed. So now all I need is one more sheep of that color and we should be good to go. I see that we also have some cows over here, and I could use the leather to make some armor or books for the enchanting table here pretty soon. Well, it'll probably be a little bit because I need to find diamonds and things of that nature. But having a full-blown enchanting setup is definitely something I want to get to eventually. I think it was fairly convenient that we found such a cool area right off the bat. I'm hoping that perhaps if I do some digging down in this area that I can find some good materials, coal, iron, perhaps some diamonds, things of that nature, so that I can begin building other cool things that I want to build. Now that we've got some foundation here, I guess we could go for maybe something with oak walls and perhaps a birch floor, kind of that two-tone wood effect. So let's see how that starts to look. Let's go. What do we want to start with? 12 by 14, perhaps? 1, 2. That was that one block that we had extra. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Isn't that interesting? And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Maybe we'll go 12 by 10. let's do that. How far are we coming out here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I guess we'll have to move some dirt into there. 8, 9, 10. What are you doing in here, little sheep? You're not supposed to be in here. Well, I guess it's alright for right now, because it's not like it's going to get boxed into my house. So we have the beginnings of a foundation, and of course we can always alter this later. We can switch out the walls with something else. We can change the foundation. Let's see, what do I want to do from here? I like being able to look out there. I can see this when the sun is setting. I also want windows over here, probably a window over there if I put a second floor, which there's a good chance of that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Maybe, is 10 enough, or should we go 14? It looks like the sun is starting to set, so it would probably be a good idea to find a house with a bed that I can use. And it'll probably be a few moments here before it'll actually let me sleep. But at least it's at the respawn point here. This is a nice house. And it's got potatoes and bread. Excellent. So we were just able to sleep here, which means that in addition to having the respawn point here, we're back to the daylight, so we shouldn't be having hostile mobs besides, like, say, drowns. You might see some drowns spawning over here, which would be one of the disadvantages to being this close to the water. But still, I feel like even if I have a door right here on this side, I'm still far enough away that the drowns shouldn't be giving me too much trouble. What, out of curiosity, is that? It just seems to grab my attention. It just happened, looks kind of like an island. It just happens to be over there on the top. Or with one block that's above that like sticks out a lot over the surface of the water. And by the looks of it, we've got a, what are they called, a cleric? I think we've got a cleric here. Is this white or, yeah, it looks white. I was wondering if it was white or like some kind of variation of gray. So now we should have, for the most part, all the materials that we need to build a bed. And we do. We have all the materials we need for a bed. So for that, I am probably going to, where am I going to put this? Probably the map, which I've used so much this whole playthrough. I don't think I've even brought it up once. So now I have a bed established. We're still waiting for the saplings to grow. None of them are really growing much. If I had some bone meal right now, I could speed up their growth, probably. But not to worry. We can take out this cow and get the leather and the meat. How much leather do I have now? I have 4. How much do I need for a cap? Here's another cow. I'm not taking out the ones at the farm. But when I have the opportunity of having cows right there, then, you know, it's nice to make use of that. I see we've got a drowned right there. Fortunately, he's one with open hands, not one that has a trident. I do like farming the ones that have the trident for their trident. I really find that to be a useful weapon. But right now I don't have much in the way of armor, so I prefer not to try and fight them like mano-a-mano. Let's see, might as well take this opportunity to plant some sugarcane. That is something that will pay off in the long run because we can harvest it and use it for books and trading or making paper to trade with the villagers and the like. I think now maybe we will head over there and get some more wood so that we can continue building on the house. I'm not out of work. I'm not out of wood right now, but for the size of the house that I'm building, the amount of wood that I have on me right now is not going to do it. Is that a spruce or is that an oak? And we've got a tree right here. This is kind of one of the downsides of this village for now, but fortunately it is an easily fixable problem, right? It doesn't take too much effort to plant a few trees and get a little forest growing. Wood is an important resource. We build with it a lot. And then I also really like Fletchers because I can trade them something fairly easily to get in the form of sticks for emeralds. So I definitely like having one or two or more Fletchers in the village. They're kind of my main source of emeralds, them and like farmers. Let's see, I think we'll make our way over here and get some more oak trees. Perhaps we'll get a spruce or some birch. It'd be nice to kind of have a good selection of trees over there so that we have our pick as far as what we want to build things out of. And then eventually we'll start probably getting some farms going, perhaps some auto farms. I want to get some dripstone either from a wandering trader or from actually finding them in a cave. And then with that, I can start getting some dripstone farms built. Iron will be a little tricky because usually either you're mining that or you're getting it from like melting down armor, which like it is a strategy to get armor or to get iron, but it's a very slow one and an expensive one. So it's renewable, but it's not like speedily renewable unless you're doing it on scale. Even still, there's much better ways to do it. Some people, of course, make an iron farm with they make an iron farm out of enough iron golems, and then like a lava trap to damage them. So then they use that to get iron, which definitely works. But that would take a bit to set up, so I'm not looking to do that right this second. And it's probably not a pressing concern, but I do want to get a good supply of iron built up because things like cauldrons tend to take a lot of iron. Armor tends to take iron. After, of course, you have the blacksmith and like the toolsmith upgraded, then a lot of what you used to build out of iron you can just buy, and you can even get the diamond versions, which are preferable. But it'll probably take us a little bit to... Hello, sheep. It'll take us a little bit to get to that point where we can just trade for all of the iron, iron or diamond armor or tools that we want. That's going to be something that's a little bit more in the future. But I'm sure we can get there eventually. It's just a matter of how long will it take. Probably shouldn't be using my axe too much to cut through just branches because that's going to cost it durability. Fortunately, it's just a stone axe, so it's not like it's costing me, big durability and something I'm going to keep a long time. It's eventually going to wear out. That's just how it is. I do like that I can come over here and collect these saplings after the trees are down. The sun is still pretty high in the sky, so we have more room to go. And And then let's see, how much wood do we have? We have 19 birch logs and 38 oak logs. So we can make quite a bit of planking out of that. But we also want to get the saplings so that we can continue to grow the forest closer to the village, because it's definitely nice to have the materials that you're wanting to use a lot closer. That's why I prefer them close. Let's see, we have a stick there. Right now I'm just collecting sticks and not planning to like trade them off right away. Later on, when we have more things stored up, sticks usually, I mean, they still remain handy because you can build them into things like torches. But then I also like to get them in mass quantities so that I can sell them to Fletchers for money. It is nice to have a bunch of emeralds. Let's see, there's a bit of a hill right there, so I could probably dig down there. That being said, I could probably also dig down over there closer to the village. There might be good stuff there. I've even seen it before where sometimes if you go down at a village, do you have a shell? I'm sure you don't need that shell. Sometimes you're at a village and you go underneath and there's a stronghold, so that's pretty cool when that happens. No offense, sheep, but I could use the food and I could use the wool. I'm not sure what I'll use the wool for, but perhaps I'll need to build another bed at some point. I see the sun is going down, so it would probably make good sense for us to head back to the village, back to our safe area. Now that I have a bed, I can sleep outside or sleep where the bed is to reset it to morning time. And then after I get the walls of the house built up far enough, that'll help keep me safe from mobs. I do need to put in a door so that they can't get me. And then I usually like having multiple stories. That way, if I put the bed on the top of the house, it allows me to sleep even if monsters happen to be like around the base of my house, because I'm still far enough away from them for them not to be considered nearby. So that's always nice. It probably, when we start venturing out here to a little more, it would probably be a good idea to memorize the coordinates so that we can find our way back here without getting lost. Let's make us some more planks. Let's do that. So oak planks, we're at 14 by 10, I do believe. Maybe we go 14 by 12. Is that too much? I can build this out a little bit more, but I need to get some blocks to do so, which shouldn't be too hard. Again, I'm not an expert on this, so I'm just kind of going about this at my own pace. Some of the first high priority stuff is to get walls built high enough that mobs can't jump over them and get at me, and I can work in the house even when it's nighttime, although I usually tend to try and sleep if I have my house in or near a village when it gets dark, because of the fact, where do I want the door to be? Where's a good place for the door? Right here? Maybe? We can move it later if we need to. Oh, also, let us move this over and we can plant more saplings so that we have more trees to be able to collect wood from. And we can move the forest away a little further if we don't like the aesthetic looks of it. But for right now, having the benefit of the close by trees is definitely something that is desirable. Let's see, we're up to 11 leather. If that doesn't give us enough leather to be able to build a cap, I'm not sure what will. So now, got that. We can make another stack of that. Oh, a door. We should also build a door. Of course, it doesn't give you the option to build one door, so you have to build 3. But at least now we have at least one door, plus a spare one that we can use. That is exactly where I was looking to put that door, thank you. There. Now we have a door. Or do I want to go with a double door? You know what? I think I like the double door look. It gives us a little bit more window real estate. It looks fancier. So we're going with the double door. Then we can just go like that and like that. And we've got a double door. We could probably put a window in here too. So, put a block of wool there to use as a stair step. It would be a bit of a unique design choice for a house to build it out of wool, but that's not what we're going for. So, now it might eventually be the case where I change the building material here for our, at least for the lowest story, because of creepers. Creepers have a little tendency of showing off how excited they are about your house by dismantling it for you. And then of course they also blow pits open in the ground, so that's not exactly ideal. I think we could use one more layer, at least one more layer. And if we put these down, I don't know if we'll have enough to finish this particular layer of the house. Then we can decide if we need one more layer yet after we put down the birch floor. Oh, we did have enough for this layer. That's handy. So, now we have that put together. We can bring our crafting table inside. Of course, we could have done that before anyway, but it's not a big deal. So now we can come over here and close the door. Where would be a good place for our crafting table? Let's put it right here for now. So we have... Wow, we only had enough oak planks for that. Let's start going like this. Oh, we already have the doors there, so we could take off this layer here and then move that up. Is that what we want to do, though? Is that what we want to do? Don't you be going in my house, pig? Can we move these? Maybe we dig down one and then start putting in the planks. That's a possibility. The planks. That's a possibility. That'll give us some extra dirt too. So let's see how that looks. So now we do that, and we put in our doors. So that's how that looks. And we can start digging out the dirt here. Or should we have... You know what? I think I'm going to roll with it. We're going to roll with it for right now. If we don't like it later, we can build it different. But for right now, it's already built like that. Now we've got our two-tone for our flooring. I have to remember, or I want to remember, that this microphone isn't the most sensitive, so I have to sit with my mouth close enough if I want the sound to come through sounding loud enough, I guess, without people having to turn up the gain too much. Of course, I can turn up the gain in my editing software. It's not like that's not an option. But preferably, I don't want it to be a situation where people turn up the gain and then the next video rolls around because, you know, oftentimes you listen to one video and then you listen to another one. Some people will put on a video, especially when it comes to ASMR, people will put on a video and just like have it auto go onto another one. But I don't want a situation where my video is real soft, so people turn up the volume a lot and then the next video rolls around and it's a lot louder, so then they have to turn down the video, otherwise it blasts out their eardrums. So I'm hoping I can get the volume right. And I will take out these blocks that I just put down. We can kind of dig down like this. Again, this gives us extra dirt that we can use for filling in the foundation and just building up the place the way we want it. And we can do this. I forget how many blocks I have 3 more. See, I'm watching whilst I'm playing on the TV, but I'm recording this in OBS on my computer, and on the TV the viewpoint is different, so I can't see like the number of everything that I have. If I look at the OBS panel, then I can. So now also, whilst we have it like this, it would be a good time to, let's make one of these, and now let's make some of these. Oh, I don't have any coal. I need to get some coal, otherwise I won't be able to make torches, because I don't want to get this nice sanctuary built and then monsters spawn right inside. Hey look, there's a turtle over there. I don't want monsters to be spawning inside of my house, because that kind of defeats the purpose of building a house to keep you safe from monsters. Granted, I don't think it usually spawns the monsters right next to you, but I've had it before where where I've built houses big enough that monsters would be spawning in there, and I would like come into my house and there would be a creeper waiting for me. And I'm not the biggest fan of that, so it would make good sense, I think, to get some torches put in there so that I don't have to deal with that problem. Maybe I don't rebuild the bottom part of this out of stone. Maybe I just like put a good layer of cobblestone on the outside so that I don't run into the problem with like creepers blowing holes in my house. I mean, they can still kind of shatter the cobblestone, but it's not going to be, I guess the damage probably won't be as extensive. Let's see. I think I might try and call this video at around 45 minutes. That way it's not too long to edit, plus I also have other things I need to do. Hope to hang out with you next time. Thanks for watching, and bye.